Welcome to your yoga practice. Wonderful job showing up for yourself. When we take care of ourselves, we're taking care of the world around us. So I'm glad to be here starting a fresh week with you. Let's settle in for a few breaths with the Shiva Mudra. So your left hand like you're scooping water, right hand like a thumbs up, placing the right hand on the left, and then letting this rest in front of your torso, in front of your chest. So Shiva Mudra is a symbol of all energy through space and time. The subtle currents of life force become synthesized by this practice, and many yoga practitioners and meditators have utilized Shiva Mudra to help themselves clarify and purify their energy. So breathing here, we can imagine this mudra as a way of helping us clarify and purify our energy. You can imagine the thumb like a wick, collecting energy from all that's around us. Your left hand receiving, synthesizing. So breathing in, imagine drawing in the energy of the world around you. Breathing out, let's release just a little bit of tension from the face, the neck, the shoulders. Stay with your breath. Our quote today from the Dhammapada, ancient texts: "Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves." Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves. Couple more breaths of arriving. And noticing the quality of your mind. Maybe there's sleepiness or alertness, a good mood or a not so good mood. And let's go ahead and just pick one brief statement, something that works for you, that celebrates you, taking care of yourself, arriving here. Could be anything at all. If nothing's come to mind, you might settle on something like, "I'm doing the best I can." Or "I accept myself right where I am. I'm proud of myself." The quote one more time: "Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves." Repeating your positive statement to yourself one more time. All right, let's release the mudra. Bring the soles of your feet together, so into Baddha Konasana, or bound angle pose. And you might slowly move your legs, kind of flapping them like butterfly wings, knees pointing up and the knees coming back down, just however much your body moves with this. And if movement is what feels best for you, you might also get the spine going. As you inhale, drawing the heart forward. And as you exhale, drawing the spine back. You could also mix up that breathing pattern, see how that feels. If you would rather be settling into stillness, then you could also do that. And you could do that folding forward, letting the knees drop however far they go towards the ground, or with the knees up, chin towards chest, rounding yourself into a little ball. Whatever you want to do, let's say 3 to 5 more breaths. Another slow and full breath in. and out. Let's sit up tall and go ahead and spread your legs as wide as your space and your body will allow. So coming into a wide-legged seat. When you get there, let's play with sitting tall, flexing your ankles, pushing through the heels, spreading your toes wide, and then softening the legs. Do that a couple of times, just trying to notice where you feel sensation and how it might change based on how much you engage your legs. And then choose what feels best for you. Lift your heart a little more and then just slightly lean forward. Notice if the legs start to rotate, toes might start to point more forward. It's all right, but maybe you engage your legs to try to keep the toes and knees pointing up and back. We're really just looking for a stretch in the upper inner thighs, so as long as you feel that, you're doing it right. Some folks here might have their forehead on the ground. Some of us might be a few feet away from that. Again, as long as you're feeling a stretch in your upper inner thighs, you're in a good place. And staying here for a few more breaths. So if you have blocks nearby, you could always bring those in to support yourself. Maybe closing the eyes, returning if you set a positive statement or affirmation for yourself, or maybe choosing one now. You might even just say good job and then say your name. And if you've been engaging your legs, let's go ahead and soften them. Let this be restorative for the next breath or two. So no effort through the legs, just finding a stretch. And then go ahead and sit up tall. You can use your hands to draw your legs together. Return to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Notice if things feel a little different in your legs here. And this time, let's go ahead and fold forward and down, dropping the head. Maybe swaying a little. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves. Okay, let's sit up tall and then come on into tabletop. We'll get moving the body a bit more. So some cow and cat, inhaling to drop the belly, exhaling to arch the spine. Maybe right away you press the hips back towards child's pose. And then do this all at your own pace. Inhale, exhale. From tabletop, let's lower our forearms to the ground. If you have a block, maybe you want to wedge that between your forearms, or sometimes it's nice to hold between the hands, having the hands make kind of an L shape. Block between them. You could do this without a block too. And then let's drop our chest down, shoulders kind of poking up and out. And then push your elbows into the ground, shoulders sliding away from each other, really kind of hugging onto the rib cage. Do that a time or two, kind of flossing in the shoulders. And then really push the ground away through the elbows, forearms, hands. Engage your core. Let's walk the knees back and drop your hips down. So we're coming into a low forearm plank. You can go ahead and tuck your toes. Keep breathing. Maybe lift one knee off of the ground, maybe both, and really push back through the heels then. Hug your core muscles in, so the spine might even lift and round a bit towards the sky because our core is so engaged. Push the ground away through your elbows. Big breath in your forearm plank. And then breathe out. Let's drop the knees. Take a breath, little recovery breath. Walk your knees a little closer so they're under the hips again, tucking the toes. Let's go ahead and lift the hips. Let your head hang heavy. So we're in a dolphin pose. Keep pushing the ground away through your elbows and forearms. Maybe walk your feet up towards the elbows just a little bit more. You can keep the knees really generously bent. Give it just one more breath here. And then go ahead and drop the knees. Bring your arms back by your sides. Let your head rest on the ground or a block if it can reach. And a couple breaths in child's pose. From child's pose, try to sit up on your heels. If that doesn't work for the body, just stand up on the knees. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Look up, interlace your fingers, and then keep breathing. Bring your hands back behind your head. Lift your heart. Pull the arms or the elbows back in space. Big stretch through the chest. And then come through a neutral spine. Inhale, lift your left elbow up towards the sky, side body stretching. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, your right elbow up to the sky. And exhale, back to center. Let's release the hands, tuck the toes, this time downward facing dog. Take your time settling in, and as you get there, maybe you want to sway your hips side to side. Let's bring our feet out nice and wide. Pivot the heels in, bend your knees. I always think it's a little frog-like. Walk your hands back towards your feet as you sink your hips as low as your body will let them go in this moment. Meet yourself where you are. You can, again, repeat your positive statement to yourself. A couple of breaths. And if this squat pose is just not good for your body, you could also take a forward fold. One more slow breath in, even slower breath out. Good. Bring your hands back to the ground. Let's straighten our legs while we walk our hands to the top of the mat and then drop the hips, plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let the head get really heavy. Full breath in. Breathe out. And then we'll step or hop our feet to the top of the mat, forward fold. On an inhale, lift up halfway, squeeze the shoulders together, maybe stretch the fingertips back. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath here. Next inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward and down, hands touching down on the ground or blocks. Step the right foot straight back in space. We could drop that knee, untuck the toes. Maybe you keep your hands grounded and focus on pulling the heart forward, maybe looking up. Maybe you lighten your hands and reach your arms up to the sky. Big breath in. If your arms are up, then exhale. See about taking a twist to the left. You could open your arms out parallel to the ground. Maybe on the next inhale, reach the right arm up. Left hand might tap the back of the right leg. And then come to face forward. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Tuck the right toes and find plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, lower knees, lower the belly. Point the toes back. Inhale, find a cobra pose. Maybe you lightly press into your hands. Maybe you want to lift your hands off of the ground. Stay for another slow cycle of breath. And when you exhale, go ahead and release. Tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. You've got time here if you wanted to take another flow, or you could just settle in a couple breaths. From your down dog, lift the right foot towards the sky, any amount. Shift forward to plank pose. Pull the right knee towards your nose, and then step that foot to the top of the mat. Drop your left knee. Maybe bring blocks under your hands and settle in here. Maybe stretch your arms up to the sky. If the arms are up, big breath. And on your exhale, go ahead and twist to the right, then opening the arms out wide. Next inhale, you could lift the left arm up as you lower the right arm down. And then breathing face forward, hands coming to the blocks or ground. Standing splits is next. So on an inhale, try stepping into the right leg, lifting your left leg towards the sky, hinging forward and down. Breathing here, maybe we can make our hands a little lighter. Maybe we even reach the hands up to the sky. Another breath, can the head be a little heavier? Good, and then we'll set the left foot down next to the right, forward fold. On an inhale, push into your feet to lift up halfway. On an exhale, fold down. Breathing in, reach to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart, where we'll pause for a breath. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down, hands touching the ground or blocks. Step the left foot back. You could drop the knee again if you want, or keep it lifted. Inhale to reach your arms up. Remember, we can always plant the left foot if we're not steady enough, or you could drop the knee or even keep the hands down. If the arms are up, another big inhale. And then exhale, take that twist to the right. Open your arms parallel to the ground. Stay here, or inhale, find a little back bend, lifting the left arm. Right hand might rest on the back leg. Maybe you can bend into that right leg a little more. Notice your right foot stabilizing you. Go ahead and release both arms up to the sky. Big breath, or reach both arms up. Exhale, release them to the ground. Hands on the earth, step the right foot back. Big breath in, top of a push-up. Breathing out, lower down. Point the toes back. On your inhale, find a cobra or a back bend. Stay for another breath. And then exhale, lower down, tuck the toes. Press yourself up and back, downward facing dog. Take a flow if you want, take a break if you need. You can just stay right where you are a couple more breaths. From your down dog, let's lift the left leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Shift forward to plank pose, then pull the left knee towards your nose, engage your core. Step that left foot to the top of the mat. Maybe you bring blocks under your hands and stay there, or stretch your arms up to the sky. Breathing. If the arms are up, reach them up so energetically while you bend into that left knee a little more. Another inhale, and on your exhale, try taking a twist to the left, opening the arms parallel to the ground. And then on your next inhale, you might reach the right arm up, left arm down. Breathing, return to face forward, arms up. Exhale, hands to the blocks or the ground. Next breath in, step into your left leg, hinging at the hips. Torso dropping down, head getting heavy. Right toes towards the sky. Keep breathing. Maybe the hands get a little lighter. Maybe the hands float towards the sky. Maybe just one, maybe none. And then we'll set the right foot down next to the left. Fold forward. Inhaling, lift up halfway. Take your time getting there. Nice. Exhale, fold down. Good. On your next inhale, we'll meet all the way up, stretching to the sky, maybe coming up to the toes. Keep breathing. And then feet on the earth, hands at your heart. Notice how the body feels. On an inhale, stretch up. On an exhale, fold down, and then turn to face the long edge of the mat, whichever way you like, taking a wide leg forward fold. So we can adjust, as always, we can adjust our experience. You might bring your feet out really wide, maybe so wide that your head can ground on the mat or a block. Maybe for you, less is more. You want to bring the feet a little closer. Another breath in your wide leg forward fold. We'll come back to this, but let's go ahead and move the hands to the low back. Push your feet into the ground, rise up with a long spine, then find a little back bend, lifting the heart. Go ahead and pivot on your right heel so that the right toes point towards the shorter edge of the mat. Bend into your right knee. Open the arms out wide. Warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Breathing here. Flip the right palm to face the sky. Then stretch that arm up and back. Reverse warrior. After a breath or so, start pushing into your right leg. So we're in reverse triangle. Reach the right arm back. And then bring the arms parallel to the ground. Imagine tucking your right hip under your left, reaching your right fingertips to the distance. Then lower your right hand to the ground or the right leg. Left arm up towards the sky, and maybe you rotate your head to look up towards the left thumb. Just a breath, and then we'll bend into the right leg, shifting to extended side angle, left arm alongside your ear. Breathe, and we'll power ourselves up to warrior two. And then switching feet, so your right toes point towards the long edge of the mat, left toes now point towards the short. Bend into your left knee. Virabhadrasana 2. Lift the heart, really open your arms, full wingspan. Carefully flip the left palm to the sky and stretch that arm up and back. Watch your balance while we switch to this reverse warrior. And then pushing into the left foot, straightening that left leg, reverse triangle. Really stretch the left arm up and back. Breathing, bring the arms parallel to the ground. Imagine tucking your left hip under your right hip as you reach your left fingertips to the distance. Lower the left hand to the leg, right fingertips plugging into the sky. Maybe rotate your head to look towards your right thumb. Breathing, meeting yourself where you are. Let's slowly bend the left knee, move the right arm alongside the ear, extended side angle. And then powerfully rise up to warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten the left leg, pivot on the heel. Let's move the hands to the low back. Maybe interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift the heart for an inhale. Then exhale, start to fold forward, leading with the heart. And settle in for a few breaths in your wide leg forward fold. Scanning through the sensations in your body. What are you feeling? Is there anything that we could let go of that doesn't need to be here? Maybe a tension in the jaw, a holding in the toes. And if they're not already, go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. Let's heel toe the feet towards each other until we can sink our hips down into a squat pose. Remember, if squat doesn't work for you, you can just translate that to forward fold. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. You might try dropping your chin towards your chest. Maybe bring your fingertips to the ground or grab blocks. Another breath. This can be really nice to decompress the spine. And then from your squat or your forward fold, do whatever it takes to come on down to your seat. When you get there, stretch your legs long in front of you. You can bring the legs, the roots of the big toes and ankles together. Hands on either side of your hips. Depending on your bone structure, maybe you can push your hands down into the ground. Engage your core. Imagine shoulders stacked over hips, ears over shoulders, heart lifted, Dandasana, staff pose. Press through your heels, another breath here, nice and engaged. And then let's go ahead and roll onto our spines. As you come onto your back, bend your right knee and draw it in towards your chest. Maybe you want to stretch that right leg up towards the sky, circling the ankle around, massaging behind your right knee. Then we could bend the right knee and drop it over to the left side, so taking a twist. Come back through center, stretch your right leg long, draw the left knee in towards your chest, then stretch that leg to the sky. With the left ankle, you might draw some circles, stretch the toes wide, massage behind the left knee. Bending the left knee, let's drop it over to the right side. Take a twist. And go ahead and release that twist. If you'd like to take happy baby, let's do that. Draw the knees in towards the chest, soles of the feet facing the sky. Reaching your hands towards your feet, maybe the big toes, maybe the pinky side edge. Maybe you reach the ankles or behind the knees. Work with what you've got. Meet yourself where you are. You might remember your phrase, your affirmation, what you'd like to offer yourself. And then starting to settle the body onto the ground for a moment of rest in Shavasana. Let's imagine how we would like to feel this week. Keeping a bit of mind towards Saucha, purity, simplicity, clarity, our true self. How would you like to be embodied this week? Picture yourself doing that, feeling that way, behaving in alignment. And then take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, just let it all go. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought like a shadow that never leaves. It's Eknath Isarwan's translation of the Dhammapada. As you feel ready, you can release your practice. Coming back up to an easy seat. Hands together at your heart. Offer yourself a bow of acknowledgement. Wonderful work, taking care of yourself. If you'd like to chant Om as a way of connecting with all that is, let's take a big breath in. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Deep bow of gratitude. Thank you for sharing your time and your practice. I'll see you tomorrow.